Did you know that by 2025, millions of Brits will struggle to find stable work? It's not just a matter of competition, it's a perfect storm of factors making jobs harder to come by. Imagine this: entire industries are disappearing, AI and robots are taking over jobs, and global competition is intensifying every year. But that's not all. Brexit, low wages, and a skills gap are pushing even more people out of the workforce. And it's not just younger workers. Older employees and those with disabilities face even more barriers to landing a job. Shocking, right? The reality is that the job market is changing faster than most people realize, and many are being left behind to it. In this video, we're diving deep into the 10 most critical reasons why millions will find themselves struggling to find work by 2025. Stay tuned, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Number 1. Automation and AI revolution. The rise of automation and artificial intelligence, AI, is dramatically reshaping the workforce in the UK, and millions of Brits are likely to face challenges as a result. Jobs that once required human intervention are now being rapidly replaced by machines and smart systems. Self-checkout lanes, robotic arms in factories, and AI-driven customer service chatbots are just a few examples of how automation is disrupting traditional roles. These technologies can work faster, more efficiently, and at a fraction of the cost compared to human labour. Manufacturing industries are especially impacted, where robots now handle everything from assembling products to packing orders. These machines don't need rest, and they are far more cost-effective for businesses, making human workers in some sectors expendable. In retail, automation has also streamlined the customer experience. While this is beneficial for businesses aiming to reduce costs, it creates a skills gap for workers who lack the technological expertise required to transition into new roles. For the service sector, it's equally troubling. Many call center jobs and administrative tasks are now handled by AI programs that can process customer inquiries and handle bookings with ease. This means that workers who are accustomed to routine office roles may soon find themselves out of work unless they adapt to the changing technological landscape. As these changes continue to unfold, workers without specialized skills or the ability to reskill face a high risk of unemployment. Tech-related fields like software development, data science, and machine learning are on the rise, but they require a completely different set of qualifications. As automation and AI continue to evolve, adapting to this new reality will be crucial for future job security in the UK. Number 2. Skills gap. The growing skills gap in the UK is another significant factor contributing to the difficulty millions of Brits will face in finding work by 2025. Many workers in the country lack the technical skills needed to meet the demands of modern industries. As technology advances, employers are increasingly looking for employees who possess expertise in areas such as coding, data analysis, and digital literacy. However, many individuals, especially older workers, may not have the education or training required for these roles. The education system is struggling to keep pace with the rapid changes in the job market. While some programs are beginning to address emerging fields like AI, robotics, and cybersecurity, a large number of workers still find themselves underqualified for the high-demand roles emerging across industries. Furthermore, individuals who have worked in traditional sectors, such as manufacturing or retail, may not have had the opportunity to retrain in more technologically driven fields. The situation is exacerbated for workers in lower income or rural areas, where access to training programs and resources can be limited. As a result, millions of people will find themselves with outdated skill sets that no longer match the needs of the workforce. This is especially concerning as jobs in manual labour, administration, and basic customer service become increasingly automated. This skills mismatch leads to higher unemployment rates and a larger gap between the supply of workers and the demand for certain expertise. For individuals unable to gain new qualifications, the result is stagnation in their career prospects. Investing in retraining programs and educational initiatives will be key to bridging this gap and helping workers stay competitive in a rapidly evolving job market. Number 3. Rising competition from global markets. In today's interconnected world, Global competition is another major reason millions of Brits will struggle to find work by 2025. With the rise of remote work and outsourcing, UK workers are now competing with talent from all over the world. Jobs that were once reserved for local professionals are increasingly being filled by individuals from countries where wages are lower, creating a more competitive and challenging job market in the UK. Outsourcing has long been a common strategy for companies looking to reduce costs, especially in sectors like customer service, IT, support, and accounting. With the advent of telecommuting technologies, businesses can hire qualified professionals from countries such as India, Eastern Europe, and the Philippines, where the cost of labour is considerably lower. These outsourced workers can perform the same tasks for a fraction of the cost, putting pressure on UK workers to lower their wages or face unemployment. Remote work, although offering new opportunities, also exposes UK workers to a global talent pool, raising competition for well-paid positions. For instance, highly skilled roles in software development, marketing, and graphic design are increasingly being outsourced to workers from countries with stronger education systems or lower living costs. This has made it much harder for British workers to secure these positions, particularly in industries that do not offer the same wages as those in higher-paying countries. Additionally, businesses are less inclined to hire locally when they can easily tap into an international workforce. As companies expand their operations globally, UK workers will face tougher competition than ever before, making it even more difficult to stand out. The effects of this global competition will be felt most strongly by individuals in sectors that have already seen a rise in outsourcing and remote work opportunities. Number 4. Brexit and its long-term impact. The economic and political changes resulting from Brexit have created significant challenges for the UK job market, and millions of Brits are likely to face difficulties in securing employment by 2025. The decision to leave the European Union has led to a reduction in foreign workers coming to the UK, particularly in industries that have historically relied on EU nationals. These sectors include healthcare, hospitality, construction, and agriculture, all of which are experiencing notable labour shortages. Since Brexit, the UK has implemented tighter immigration rules, making it harder for workers from the EU to obtain work visas and fill jobs in the country. This has created a vacuum in various sectors that were previously dependent on a steady stream of workers from Europe. For example, the NHS has seen a drop in the number of EU-trained doctors and nurses, which has resulted in staffing shortages and increasing pressure on existing healthcare professionals. Similarly, in agriculture, a sector that traditionally relied on seasonal workers from Eastern Europe, farmers are struggling to find labourers to harvest crops. In addition to labour shortages, Brexit has led to economic uncertainty. Investors and businesses are cautious about the UK's future, leading to a slowdown in new investments and job creation. This means that even in industries not directly affected by immigration, the overall job market is becoming more competitive as economic growth slows. Furthermore, UK workers may face increased job insecurity and reduced mobility. With fewer EU workers coming to fill critical roles, UK nationals are forced to compete for jobs, often against each other, exacerbating the pressure on local talent. The long-term effects of Brexit are shaping a labour market that is less diverse, more fragmented, and increasingly challenging for millions of Brits to navigate. Number 5. The gig economy's uncertainty. The rise of the gig economy is another key factor making it more difficult for millions of Brits to secure stable work in the future. While the gig economy offers flexibility and the chance to work on one's own terms, it also comes with significant uncertainty. Jobs in platforms like Uber, Deliveroo, and Freelancer.com are increasing, but these positions often lack the job security and benefits that traditional employment provides. For many workers, the gig economy can feel like a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it offers an alternative to the traditional 9-to-5 job, allowing individuals to set their own hours and potentially earn more by taking on multiple gigs. However, this flexibility comes at a price. Freelancers and contract workers in the gig economy rarely have access to essential benefits such as healthcare, paid leave, or retirement savings plans, which are often part of standard full-time jobs. Moreover, the income from gig work can be highly unpredictable. Unlike salaried positions, workers in the gig economy do not have a guaranteed paycheck and may find themselves in periods of financial instability when there is a lull in demand, or when competition for gigs increases. This lack of financial stability can make it difficult for workers to plan for the future, save money, or make significant investments. As automation and AI technologies improve, even more traditional jobs are expected to be replaced by gig or freelance roles. Many industries, including transportation, retail, and delivery, are already embracing the gig model, leaving full-time positions scarce. The rise of platform-based employment creates an environment where job instability reigns, and without support systems in place, millions of workers may struggle to maintain consistent, reliable employment in the years to come. Number 6. Age discrimination. Age discrimination remains a significant barrier for many workers, particularly those over the age of 50, who will likely face even more difficulties securing employment by 2025. Despite decades of progress in diversity and inclusion, older workers are still disproportionately affected by hiring biases, with many employers preferring younger candidates. This bias is often rooted in perceptions that older workers are less tech-savvy, adaptable, or energetic, even if they possess decades of experience in their fields. As technology continues to advance, the skills gap between older workers and younger generations widens, particularly in digital and technical fields. Many older individuals may not have had the opportunity to develop the digital skills required for modern roles, such as proficiency in data analytics, cloud computing, or coding. As a result, they may be overlooked in favor of younger, more technologically adept candidates, even if they are highly qualified in other aspects of their jobs. Moreover, older workers are often viewed as more expensive due to their accumulated experience and higher salary expectations. Companies may opt for younger workers who are seen as more cost-effective and open to working for lower wages. This creates a situation where older individuals who have spent their lives building expertise are suddenly faced with the harsh reality of age-based discrimination that limits their career prospects. While there are laws in place to prevent age discrimination, enforcing them effectively remains a challenge. As more businesses adopt AI-based recruitment systems, there is concern that algorithms could unintentionally reinforce age-related biases, making it even harder for older workers to secure positions. Without significant efforts to combat ageism and provide older workers with opportunities for upskilling and reskilling, age discrimination will continue to leave millions of older Brits struggling to find stable employment. Number 7. Economic downturns and recession fears. Economic instability is a key factor that will make it more challenging for millions of Brits to find work in the coming years. The looming threat of a recession and the overall uncertainty surrounding the global economy means that many businesses are becoming more cautious about hiring. In times of economic downturn, companies often implement hiring freezes, cut back on staff, or even lay off existing employees to reduce costs. This means that fewer job opportunities will be available, and competition for the available positions will intensify. During economic recessions, businesses tend to prioritize retaining their current workforce and may delay or cancel new hires altogether. Job growth slows down significantly, and even industries that were once expanding rapidly may experience layoffs or closures. For instance, during past recessions, sectors like construction, real estate, and retail have suffered heavily, leading to job cuts and economic contraction. This trend is likely to continue as businesses focus on cost-cutting measures to navigate economic challenges. Furthermore, the rise of inflation and increased living costs can make it more difficult for workers to find well-paying jobs. Even if opportunities do arise, wages may stagnate or fail to keep up with the rising cost of living, leading to financial strain for workers. As a result, many individuals may struggle to secure stable, long-term employment, and those who do find jobs may face significant challenges in maintaining their financial well-being. The combination of an economic slowdown, job cuts, and wage stagnation creates a challenging job market, particularly for individuals who are already struggling with job insecurity. Without economic recovery and job creation, millions of Brits will face long-term difficulties in finding meaningful and sustainable work. Number 8. Decline of traditional sectors. The decline of traditional sectors in the UK is another major reason why millions of Brits will struggle to find work in 2025. Many industries that once employed large portions of the population, such as coal mining, manufacturing, and textiles, have dramatically shrunk or disappeared entirely. As the UK economy shifts towards more service-oriented and technology-driven industries, workers in these traditional sectors are being left behind without clear pathways to transition into new roles. Manufacturing and heavy industries have been in decline for decades, with much of the production outsourced to countries where labour costs are lower. Factories in the UK, which once employed thousands of workers, have been replaced by automation and robotics, or moved to regions where wages are more competitive. Workers who have spent their careers in these industries may find it difficult to adapt to the demands of modern industries, especially if they lack the skills or education needed for high-tech roles. Similarly, the coal mining and farming industries are facing significant challenges. With the shift to renewable energy, the need for traditional coal-based energy has decreased dramatically. As a result, entire communities that relied on coal mining as a major employer are now facing massive unemployment. In agriculture, the reliance on seasonal labour from the EU has left gaps in staffing, exacerbating the difficulty for domestic workers to take over those roles due to a lack of interest or training. For many of these workers, retraining and reskilling are crucial, but upskilling programs are often difficult to access, especially in areas with limited resources. Without these opportunities, workers from industries like manufacturing, coal mining, and agriculture face the very real threat of long-term unemployment and financial instability as their sectors continue to decline. Number 9. Low wages and job insecurity. The growing prevalence of low-wage jobs and job insecurity is a significant reason why millions of Brits will face difficulties in finding stable and fulfilling work in 2025. A large portion of the UK workforce is already employed in sectors that offer limited opportunities for career advancement and provide wages that barely cover basic living expenses. Industries such as retail, hospitality, and caregiving are notorious for offering positions that are not only low-paying but also come with little to no job security. In sectors like hospitality and retail, many workers are employed on zero-hour contracts or part-time positions, meaning they don't have a guaranteed number of hours or stable income. This uncertainty can make it incredibly difficult for individuals to plan their finances or achieve long-term career goals. Additionally, jobs in these sectors are often temporary or seasonal, which can leave workers in a constant state of job insecurity, unsure when their next paycheck will come or if they will be able to secure consistent employment. Moreover, these low-wage jobs often come with few benefits, such as paid leave, health insurance, or retirement contributions. As the cost of living continues to rise, especially in cities like London, many workers find themselves unable to save or invest in their futures, further exacerbating financial instability. The lack of career progression in these sectors also leaves many individuals stuck in a cycle of dead-end jobs, unable to move up the ladder into higher-paying positions. As long as businesses prioritize cost-cutting over investing in their employees' growth, millions of workers will remain trapped in low-wage, insecure jobs. This will continue to limit their opportunities for financial independence and career satisfaction, making it increasingly difficult to find better opportunities in the years to come. Number 10. Lack of support for workers with disabilities. For millions of people with disabilities, the UK job market presents significant barriers that will only become more challenging by 2025. Despite legal protections and workplace diversity initiatives, individuals with disabilities often face discrimination, a lack of reasonable accommodations, and limited access to support systems that would allow them to thrive in the workplace. As a result, disabled workers are more likely to experience long-term unemployment or be relegated to low-paying, part-time, or temporary positions. One of the main challenges is the lack of accessibility in many work environments. Many offices, factories, and retail spaces are not equipped with the necessary adjustments for employees with mobility impairments or other physical disabilities. This includes things like accessible entrances, adaptive technologies, or flexible working arrangements. Without these accommodations, disabled individuals are excluded from numerous job opportunities, even if they are highly qualified for the role. Additionally, there is a prevalent lack of awareness and understanding among employers about how to support disabled workers. Many businesses fail to implement the reasonable adjustments required by law, or they may perceive hiring individuals with disabilities as too complex or costly. Even with the right skills, disabled workers are often overlooked in favour of able-bodied candidates, who are seen as easier to hire and integrate into the workforce. The ongoing challenge of disability discrimination, combined with the lack of support services and inadequate workplace policies, means that many disabled individuals will continue to struggle to find meaningful, well-paid work. Without greater inclusivity and improved workplace accessibility, billions of capable disabled workers will continue to face unnecessary barriers to employment in 2025 and beyond. As we've seen today, the job market in the UK is facing unprecedented challenges, from the rise of automation to the skills gap, and from Brexit's impact to global competition. It's clear that millions of Brits will struggle to secure stable employment by 2025. These are not just theoretical issues, they are shaping the future of the workforce right now. But here's the question: how prepared are we to face these changes? What can be done to ensure that the workers of tomorrow are not left behind? We want to hear from you. After everything we've discussed, do you think the UK is ready for the future of work? Or do you believe there's more that can be done to bridge the gap? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We're always eager to engage with our community and hear your perspectives. If you enjoyed this video and want to dig deeper into how automation is revolutionizing industries, check out our previous video. It's packed with insights that will give you a clearer picture of where things are headed. We put a lot of effort into creating these videos because we believe in keeping you informed and prepared for what's next. So if you found this content valuable, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's just one click, but it helps us continue making these videos for you. Thanks for your support and stay tuned for more.